What's up, comic and pop culture fans? This is James with Midhunter Comics, and today I got 12 books back from CGC. I know you guys are used to seeing anywhere from 20 to 25 out of the total 25 getting the 9.8, but these are not brand new books. Some of these are 40 years old and older. And although only 12 out of 25 came back, I've never been happier, and you're about to see why. We're going to do today's video a little bit differently than I've done in the past. I'm going to show you the 25 books I submitted in, and then we're going to do a reveal to show which 12 of the 25 got the 9.8. If you stay tuned to the end of the video, we're going to go over the GPA and talk about the worth of this stack of 9.8s. Okay, so here's everything I submitted in and my predictions. First one was Amazing Spider-Man 265. This was the first appearance of Silver Sable. I honestly don't know why I submitted it. I knew it wasn't going to be a 9.8, so I said that it would not get the 9.8. I submitted Gambit number 1, the foil cover, and I said that it would get the 9.8. Captain Carrot number 1, his first original title series. I said that it wouldn't get a 9.8 because I know it's such a tough book to get a 9.8, and the grading has been extra harsh lately, so I said no. Green Lantern number 39, the first full appearance of Larfleeze, I said yes. Green Lantern number 28, the first full appearance of Atrocitus, I said that it would. Green Lantern 25, the first cameo appearances of Larfleeze, Saint Walker, Atrocitus, first mention of the Black Ring. I said that it would not get the 9.8, just because, again, the grading's been so harsh and I kind of didn't want to get my hopes up. Green Lantern number 20, first Star Sapphire Core. I remember this one had a slight ding, and I said it might not get a 9.8. Green Lantern number 9, I said that it would not. Justice League number 50. Yes, I did put that this should absolutely get a 9.8. Justice League 31 should absolutely get the 9.8. Justice League 30 should get the 9.8. Green Lantern number 20, I said should get the 9.8. Green Lantern Volume 3, number 51. Again, a lot of these looked perfect, but the grading has been so harsh, I said that this one might not. Green Lantern 107. I said that it wouldn't get a 9.8 just because of how old it is. It is from the 70s. So because of that, even though it looked perfect, I just thought, they have to grade these a little extra harsher. We're probably not getting it. Batman and Robin Adventures number 21. This is as perfect gets. I said it will get the 9.8. Batman 344, 347, 351, 360, 370, 384, 386, and 400, I all said are probably not gonna get the 9.8. They were all pretty much perfect, but they're all very early 80s books, so I wasn't expecting. I was hoping maybe a couple of them CGC might give me a win, but I put them all as no. Far Sector number 1, I said would get the 9.8. And Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, number 29, I said should fetch a 9.8. Now, as you can see, I already predicted that 10 out of the 25 should get a 9.8, even without CGC being generous. And as you can see, we got an extra 2 in there. But what's interesting is, the ones that I thought would get the 9.8 sometimes didn't, and some of the ones that I didn't think would get the 9.8 got it. So let's see how lucky I got, shall we? Number 1 of 12 from all 25 of that list that I just sent. Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, number 29. Stay tuned to the end of the video. We're going to be talking about what this is worth. Very sexy book, especially with the black spine. I knew it would get it despite that black spine. Book number 2 out of 12. Far Sector number 1. First appearance of Sojourner Joe Mullen. New Green Lantern key. We're going to be talking at the end of the video about how much this is worth. Very happy to get that. That's going to work well for my Green Lantern collection. I completely forgot to mention this, so I'm going to stick this at a random point in the video. But guys, hit that like button down below, and don't forget to comment. Third book, and a nice surprise. One of the Batmans that I said would not get it. This one's Batman 370. And I think this is the first modern appearance of Harvey Bullock. I don't know, I totally forget. But that was a nice surprise. And again, the book looks absolutely perfect as the day it came off the press, but just because of how old it is, I get so nervous when I send books this old in. Sometimes I need to remember, a perfect book is a perfect book, and they're gonna give it the good grade. And what's better than one Batman book than having another one squeak the 9.8? This one's Batman 347. Nothing noteworthy about this book, but here's the thing. It's from 1982, and it got the 9.8 with a clean white pages. I couldn't be happier. Number 5, one of the ones I'm probably most happiest about in this entire collection. This is the new updated Batman 384, the new updated return of Calendar Man, with him prominently displayed on the cover. And that's a tricky black spine, but you know what? This book was so perfect that they gave it to me. Beautiful 9.8. Number 6, that was the end of the Batman run, but we did get a very nice Batman and Robin Adventures, number 21, which is probably the most sought after Batman and Robin Adventures book from this line, and this is actually now my second one, so hit me up if you're interested in buying this one. Number 7, and this is a shocker. This is the second book I've ever submitted to get a 9.8 from the 70s. 1978 to be in fact, and this is the first Green Lantern book in which it adopted the title Green Lantern and Green Arrow. So a little piece of history here in a very minor but still respectable key. Pretty frickin' happy. The Green Lantern fun does not end there. We have, I guess, a minor key. This is the first appearance of Kyle Rayner's new costume, Green Lantern, Volume 3, number 51. Very solid. This actually I didn't have. I have a big Green Lantern collection and I've been missing this for the longest time. I always wanted to submit it myself and get it, and I finally have. Next up we got a key here. This is Green Lantern from 2013. Green Lantern number 20, which is the first cameo appearance of Jessica Cruz. And I'm looking on the back, I forgot it has such a beautiful wraparound cover. What an awesome book. Just as I predicted, continuing the Jessica Cruz trend, this is the first full appearance of Jessica Cruz. Unfortunately, Justice League number 30, the second cameo with her face revealed, didn't get it, but this one, the first full appearance, did get it, and that's a very nice book. Second to last book here, and one that I didn't know if it was going to get it. Green Lantern number 25, the first cameo of Larfleeze, Saint Walker, Atrocitus, first mention of the Black Lantern Corps. I mean, this book really has it all. Unfortunately, I've got a little bit of a beef with the CGC notes. I don't like all the things they don't mention. All they talk about is Larfleeze and Atrocitus, and it says first appearance. This isn't the first appearance, this is the first cameo. So, have a little bit of a beef with the CGC notes here, but I now have a Green Lantern 25 in possession in a CGC 9.8, and ironically, I already submitted another one out to CGC, which I'm doing the full press. And the very last, and my absolute favorite, saved it for last, Captain Carrot and his amazing Zoo Crew number 1, DC's best character back at it. This is an extremely hard one to find, and unfortunately a couple months ago, I bought one outright. I think it was like $100, and I only had it for like a month. Someone made me an offer that I just couldn't refuse. I had to take them up on it, and I sold it, and I felt terrible. So I finally got a nice one, and I submitted it, and now I got it back. You could offer me $1,000. I'm not selling this. I love this. All right, guys, if you stuck around to see what the prices are, welcome, welcome. We're going to start it with that Amazing Spider-Man Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, number 29, which I did say would get the 9.8, and it did get the 9.8. Unfortunately, it's a much less valuable book than I thought, and one of the few on this list that are actually not on the rise. They're kind of sinking. Its fair market value is about $70, with the last sale was only about $50. Oh well, maybe I'll sit on this one, give it a little time before I try to sell it. Next up, Far Sector number 1. I said that it would get the 9.8. Fair market value seems to fall anywhere from $120 all the way to $140 for this new modern Green Lantern key. The last sale was right in the middle at $135, so it seems pretty accurate. Next up, Batman 384, which I said would not get the 9.8, did get a 9.8, and its fair market value is sitting pretty at around $160. Very clean. The last sale went for $138, so a little bit shy. I think this book may be on the low, but with that new animated movie coming out of The Long Halloween, which prominently displays Calendar Man, I think we're going to see that going back up. Batman 370. This one's disappointing for its fair market value, but I did say that it wouldn't get the 9.8, and I'm glad that it did. It's only worth about $70 though, a little surprising for such an old Batman. Last sale was $75, so it seems that fair market value is pretty accurate. Next up, Batman 347. I said it would not get the 9.8. It did squeak it by, and I said, oh, excuse me, I just went over that. It's about $100 fair market value. The last sale was $109, so it might be on the rise. Hard to say. But it's old Batman, so old Batmans are always going to go up. Batman and Robin Adventures number 21, I did say it would get the 9.8, and it did, and its fair market value is $180, but the last sale was $279.99. So clearly this Batman and Robin Adventures book is heavily on the rise. Here's a surprising one, Green Lantern 107. This is the one out of all of them I was the least sure would get the 9.8 because it's from 1978, but it proved me wrong. But since there's so little sales data, they're saying that the fair market value is around $65 for a beautiful white pages 9.8. No. And it's a minor key too? No. The last sale was for $72, but the previous sale before that was $275. So this thing's all over the place. It's kind of hard to say. When that HBO show comes out, I'm sure we'll see that rise. Green Lantern Volume 3, number 51, that's that first Kyle Rayner new suit. I said that it would not get the 9.8, and I think it had a couple non-color breaking spine ticks, but I did a decent pressing job myself, and looks like that was enough to save it. Its fair market value is about $120, and the last sale was $150. Next up, Green Lantern number 20, which is the first cameo of Jessica Cruz, and I said it would get the 9.8. I was very confident, and it did get it. And its fair market value is $120, with the last sale being $130, so it would appear that this is pretty accurate. Justice League number 31, another one of the ones that I said I was confident should get the 9.8, is actually a $250 book. I didn't know that. I thought it was like a $100 book, but apparently this full appearance of Jessica Cruz is demanding quite the score here. Last sale went for $263.88. Next up, Green Lantern number 25, the first cameo appearance of frickin' everybody. I said that it probably wouldn't get the 9.8, just because I think I wanted to keep my expectations in check. I was hoping it would, but you know how that thing goes. And this fair market value is $250, and I'm surprised it's not higher. I recommend getting this book now, by the way. The last sale went for $284.99. This is on the rise, and this is a book that will only go up. And the very last one was Captain Carrot and His Amazing Zoo Crew number 1, which I said probably wouldn't get the 9.8, but again, I was just trying to not hype myself up, and it did. And it got $150 fair market value. The last sale and what that guy offered me, if you remember what I just said, I bought it for $100 several months back, and someone offered me $300. So obviously I had to flip it, even though I wanted the book. Now I've got a 9.8 back in my collection. It's not going anywhere. So guys, what do you think? I think this nicely helps my Green Lantern run for sure. I was pretty happy about some of those Batmans coming too. I am getting better and better at the early 80s 9.8 submissions. I got a lot of notches under my belt by this point, and it's nice to get another couple notches in my 70s 9.8 belt. Would it have been nice to get that first appearance of Silver Sable in a 9.8? Of course. Obviously, I would have wished that all 25 got it, But I wanted to be realistic, and I thought that only 10. So the fact that 12 got 9.8s, I'm a pretty happy dude. So I'm going to take my wins here. I'm pretty happy overall. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and as always, keep on collecting. Don't forget to hit like on your way out.